Okay. All right, so we probably won't go on 10 minutes before
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Doan Ford, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden, Park National Bank, and Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to New Concord, Ohio, John Glenn High School for tonight's presentation of boys high school basketball. We are on Nash Icon 107.9 in Cambridge, 98.5 in Zanesville, and also live streaming free of charge on YRP TV, and you can catch that on YouTube and on Facebook. For ABC Sports, I'm Tracy Lingefelder. Joining me for double duty today, once again, Mark Withrow, and second game in one day, Mark, and this would be a good one as well. We had a good one earlier this afternoon on the girls' side, and tonight on the boys' side in regular season action, the Little Muskies welcome in Philo Electrics.
Yeah, both these teams want to come in and get the W. Of course, everybody wants to win, but this is going to kick off the tournament tries and move on and end the season on a positive note and all those good coaching cliches. But here it is. It's the last home game, and the crowd, what little one there is, seems to be kind of fired up because, there's some kids that got to play in the JV game as John Glenn won that one 44-25. But they got to play some youngsters that maybe didn't get a lot of playing time the whole year, and so that was a lot of fun for them. I heard parents behind us that were pretty fired up. So this is a big one, and we're going to get a chance to see one of the best players in our area from Philo, Al Clayton, a 6'9". I think you were telling me he's going to forgo his senior year next year and go ahead and enroll at Ohio University.
That's right, yeah. So he's a Div 1 player going in next year. A.J. Clayton from Philo, 6'9". He's academically he's a senior. He's actually age-wise he's still a junior, but like you said, He's got his high school credits and lined up, and he's going to be graduating early and heading down to OU and be a Bobcat next year. So we had a chance to see him a couple times this season. Definitely an impressive kid, very athletic, got the height. He's obviously very secure playing down low in the post, but he is just as comfortable shooting three-pointers and very efficient at shooting threes as well.
I'm really anxious. I've heard you and Cam talking about him. I have not seen him this year. This will be my first time. But he's an excellent basketball player, and that's going to pose a problem for the much smaller John Glenn team who relies on their defense and their scrap, and then, of course, the three ball to win basketball games. But they got to keep Mr. Clayton is they want to keep him contained as they can. Or I guess you can let him and shut down everybody else. But like you were telling me earlier, they can have a terrible game, and he'll get his 30, 35 points.
Yeah, he's certainly the focal point against any opponent that Philo faces. So everybody kind of focuses on him, and he's athletic enough to still come out and get his points. Although when you look at the record, Philo has struggled this year, coming in tonight for the last regular season game at 2-17. Still, they hit into the tournament and records are out the window. Then you start just playing. So hopefully they're gelling enough, and A.J. Clayton will get enough supporting assistance from his teammates, and maybe Philo makes a nice little run going into the postseason, which for them is going to start at East Liverpool on the 24th. So they'll finish up tonight looking ahead, and they'll enter the tournament against East Liverpool. On John Glenn's side, again, they come in at 6-15, so some up and down season, up and down year so far, and just not a model of consistency, but still, there's a lot of supporting cast on the John Glenn side when you're talking about Avery Palmer, Blade Barkley, Skylar Bates. These guys are consistent, and they play together well. They just haven't been able to put together a season to get above the 500 mark. But John Glenn will travel and play at Tri-Valley, and that game will also be on the 24th. It'll be carried also right here on Nash Icon 107.9 in Cambridge, 98.5 in Zanesville. Again, that'll be on February 24th.
Well, interesting. Yeah, John Glenn tends to live and die by the three-pointer. They do some backdoor. They leave the middle open. They do backdoor and V-cuts and different give and goes. And if they can get that going where the defense sags back, then they set up around the perimeter and they shoot. And if they nail them, it's a beautiful thing. But if they don't, it's not so beautiful. And that's kind of what's gone on this year, aside from all the other distractions, COVID and all the things going on. But the offense for John Glenn goes through Avery Palmer. He's a 5'9" junior guard. He controls the ball. The last time I saw him against Tri-Valley, a team that they beat the other night, he had a knee brace on, and he was hurt. He was questionable for the game, and he came out and played. And I would say he was probably 80%, and they ended up resting him most of the game. And they scrapped and played. But he does not appear to have the brace on tonight. And so, maybe that's a good thing. So we'll just have to wait and see. But he has nice quickness. He controls the ball and the tempo of the team. And John Glenn has got to be in-your-face defense for anything to work.
Pretty evenly matched up on paper again, although John Glenn's going to give a little bit in height to Philo, who's going to take that advantage. And we should see a pretty good game. Expect a pretty decent game. Again, it's a last opportunity for teams to really gel and put some final marks and work in for before they get to the tournament. So with that, we're going to step away for a commercial break, and we'll be back with the starting lineup and the opening tip here in John Glenn High School right after this message.
Join Macy's as we take steps to empower the Black leaders of tomorrow, now during Black History Month. Throughout February, you can make a difference when you donate online to UNCF and Black Girls Code, or round up your Macy's store purchase up to 99 cents and donate the extra change. You'll help fund programs that provide deserving Black students with access to educational and professional development opportunities. Going on now at Macy's. Find out more at Macy's.com/Macy's Gives.
Here's good news. Even with high unemployment, there's still a need for hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. right now. And My Computer Career is training people to help meet the demand. No IT experience? No problem. Take the free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. Start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Join Macy's as we take steps to empower the Black leaders of tomorrow, now during Black History Month. Throughout February, you can make a difference when you donate online to UNCF and Black Girls Code, or round up your Macy's store purchase up to 99 cents and donate the extra change. You'll help fund programs that provide deserving Black students with access to educational and professional development opportunities. Going on now at Macy's. Find out more at Macy's.com/Macy's Gives.
Here's good news. Even with high unemployment, there's still a need for hundreds of thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. right now. And My Computer Career is training people to help meet the demand. No IT experience? No problem. Take the free career evaluation today at mycomputercareer.edu. Start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit Optima Tax Relief.
And welcome back to New Concord, John Glenn High School. Tracy Lingefelder, Mark Withrow with you tonight on boys high school basketball. Nash Icon 107.9 and 98.5. the John Glenn Little Muskies welcome in the Philo Electrics, and they are introducing the starters for both teams. And so why don't we do the same thing, Mark? If it's okay, I'll take the Philo visiting 2-17 Philo Electrics. Will be starting tonight 6'9" senior A.J. Clayton, 5'10" sophomore Demetrius Strickland, a 6 junior Owen Smith, and a 5'10" sophomore Wesley Wilson. And also starting for the Philo Electrics, a 6 junior Carter McCutcheon.
Starting for John Glenn will be Avery Palmer, 5'9" junior guard, Blade Barclay, 5'10" junior, 20 Skylar Bates, 5'9", 23 Braden Young, 5'11", and 24 Nathan Walker at 6'2", much shorter team.
And Nathan Walker gets up quick and wins the tip against A.J. Clayton, and the Muskies have the ball first, and we are underway here at John Glenn. Palmer's three-point attempt up and good right off the bat. And John Glenn takes an early 3-0 lead.
Defense was late getting back here, and he was open at the top of the key.
And a three-point answer attempt by Philo is no good as Wesley Wilson comes up short. Ball goes out of bounds.
Palmer actually dribbled it out of bounds, so that's going to be when he grabbed the basketball, he lost control of it and went out of bounds.
And that's a tough call, too, when a ball's short like that and you just kind of react, a natural reaction, get your hands up and trying to get the ball down into A.J. Clayton, and it's taken away. Palmer with the ball for the Little Muskies and gets offense set up. Another three-point attempt is off the mark. That one Walker tries to put up and does not get.
Offensive rebound gave him another possession. He went up for the putback, gets fouled, going to be at the line.
And that foul is called against Philo Electric's Wesley Wilson. First free throw is up and rattles around, too strong, no good. And attempt number 2 forthcoming here. 3-0 Muskies lead, 7:19 to go in the first quarter. And the second attempt, Skylar Bates puts up and is good, 4-0 now. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter here at John Glenn High School. Philo back on offense right now.
Man to man.
Trying to navigate this man-to-man defense, and John Glenn definitely puts together a tough defense against all the opponents that come in, and there's nearly another turnover as Palmer just can't quite get the hand on it. Three-point attempt by Wilson is off the mark again. Palmer with the ball once more for the Little Muskies, and he will set up the offense for John Glenn as they look to add to their lead. He takes a three-pointer, bounces around and nearly falls in, but does not convert. But offensive rebound, and that goes to Blade Barkley. John Glenn still with the ball and still looking to add more points to their 4-0 lead against Philo. A nice look cutting is Blade Barkley, and he passed the ball back out up top. Three-point attempt again is up and good. Nathan Walker this time for the Muskies.
Well, that was led to the offensive rebound led to that particular three-pointer. Second shot on that possession.
7-0, 6:05 in the opening mark. And Owen Smith is looking for Demetrius Strickland, who turned his back and started cutting toward the basket. And
I think Haverfield's going to get a timeout.
And Coach Greg Hatfield, just as Mark mentions, will take a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. And John Glenn off to a pretty impressive start so far, Mark.
Well, that in-your-face defense is causing them a lot of problems. Not the best ball handlers in the world. And, of course, the game plan, they're trying to get it to Clayton. Well, they're fronting Clayton with backside help and just hadn't been able to get anything. He's trying to get position, but Muskie's doing a great job boxing out, and he is very aware of the foul.
That's right. And John Glenn doing good, like you said. They're just not letting Philo get their feet set, and they're trying to disrupt all the passing and getting in the passing lanes. So doing a very effective job on the defensive side and then coming down and hitting shots on the offensive side. So those are the key components to winning any basketball game.
Little man-to-man full court there, token pressure.
Palmer with a three-point attempt, just a little long off the mark, and rebound back to Philo. And a rare miss early on here in John Glenn. They still hold a 7-0 lead with 5:40 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to boys high school basketball on Nash Icon. And watching on YRP TV, a nice looking drive there. Carter McCutcheon finds an open lane and rushes in, and layup is up off the backboard and good for 2. And Philo is finally on the board.
Well, they got the ball into Clayton that time in the high post. He got double teamed. He immediately got red, found the open man, and before the defense could react, there was a slash to the hole, and that's what set up that nice running layup.
Nathan Walker now with the ball at the top, passes off to the right side to Barkley, who's going to come back to the left. Palmer with a three-point, up and good. And that's 2 shots that are connecting by Avery Palmer and 2 3-pointers. And there's a turnover. A.J. Clayton loses control of the ball out of bounds. That's a Philo turnover. A 10-2 Muskies lead with 4:55 to go in the opening quarter here at John Glenn High School.
John Glenn has taken 7 shots. 6 of them are 3-pointers, and they have made 3 of them.
That's a nice percentage on a low percentage shot, right? There's another 3-point attempt as long. Blade Barkley doesn't connect. And A.J. Clayton goes to the ground, gets the ball for Philo, and they are back trying to answer John Glenn. And Clayton will take a long 3-pointer, too long, and no good, but an offensive rebound by Demetrius Strickland. He sets up for 3 on the left baseline. It's no good, and rebound to the Muskies. And that looks like we have a new check in there, and that's Colin Campbell who gets the rebound for John Glenn.
It's raining threes here in New Concord.
That's right.
Back door.
Blade Barkley, he gets on the board there for 2 as he rushes the backboard and goes off the layup. Nice looking pass there. And going to get a foul.
Yeah, I think that time a little overly aggressive. Number 20, Skylar Bates, came over. He's got to watch it. He gets in foul trouble, very aggressive, does a nice job scrapping, but he can get himself into foul troubles, and that can be a problem.
A 10-point John Glenn lead over Philo with 3 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the opening quarter here. 1 team foul apiece, so pretty cleanly played so far. There's an inlet pass to A.J. Clayton. He shakes his head in agreement with the official. Feels like he must be getting held quite a bit.
They're doing everything they can. I mean, the kid's 6'9", and he's a player, so they're doing everything they can to to keep him under control.
That's Skylar Bates' second foul called on him, second team foul as well. And another foul called against.
I believe that's on 34.
24.
Is that what
Nathan Walker?
Yep.
And so Philo back on offense, and John Glenn now with a quick 3 team fouls. And Philo looking to score, and there's a nice drive right there. That's Owen Smith. He can't connect, but he was fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 as Philo trails by 10, 12-2, and that's Nathan Walker's second foul. So 2 Little Muskies with 2 fouls apiece, 4 team fouls right now.
John Glenn doing a really great job of keeping Clayton away from the offensive glass.
That's right. Owen Smith connects on his first free throw attempt. And it's a 12-3 John Glenn lead now. 3:41 to go in the first quarter here in New Concord. Second shot up and good for Owen Smith. 12-4 now with 3 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. John Glenn back on offense with an 8-point lead, looking to add to it.
Tough Zimba has checked into the game, and Clayton is matched up with him.
Another 3-point attempt, and Avery Palmer is all over the place tonight. 3 threes for him, and it's back up to now it's an 11-point John Glenn lead. Just over 3 minutes to go here in New Concord. Philo back on offense, looking to try to get something set up and take a bite out of this John Glenn lead. And that's Carter McCutcheon gets called for the travel for Philo, so an untimely turnover that they certainly don't need, Mark.
Yeah, well, that's that defense. When they are really hawking the ball and you pick your dribble up, you're going to have problems. The defense is just coming down all over them, and that's causing some turnovers. That's the 4th one for the fourth quarter for Philo.
That's right. Toombs is in now. Also, like you mentioned, Tough Zimba. Blade Barkley with the ball for Muskies. Back over to the left side to Tough Zimba. He gives to Avery Palmer, who's set up, goes to the right side and looking to drive. And he has a 17-footer, 18-footer off the mark, and going up high is A.J. Clayton for the rebound, and then knocked away. And I tell you what, that was some pretty good hustle from Chris Toombs right there. The Philo Electric are going to keep the ball, but Toombs come in and got a hand on the ball right there, knocked it out of bounds. But good hustle right there. Something we've seen so far this first quarter for John Glenn is they're really flying all over the court here.
Yes, they are. And defensively, they're really causing some problems for the Philo Electrics.
And a shot off the mark from Philo and going to the ground to get the ball is Blade Barkley, and looks like
it's going to be on Clayton.
Clayton will get called for the foul. So that's 2 team fouls now for the Electrics. And Chris Toombs will sit out. Philo back on defense, looking to try to get a stop here, just over 2 minutes, as Colin Campbell will bring the ball down court for the Muskies. Gives it to Tough Zimba, who's going to drive the lane and go all the way for a layup, rolls around, and good. Yep. Zimba with 2 points, an impressive look right there.
Yeah, he did a nice job of walling off Clayton, got the entry pass, and just went to the cup.
And a nice looking pass in right there as Owen Smith tries to cut in. He can't convert, and another whistle. And looks like Tough Zimba's going to get called for the foul for John Glenn. It's going to be his first and team's 5th foul already in the first quarter with 1:45 to go. Owen Smith first free throw attempt is up and good. That's 3 points on the night for Smith. And it's now a 17-5 John Glenn lead, 1:45 in the first quarter. Smith's second free throw attempt up, and it's good as well. So 4 points for him and an 11-point, 17-6 John Glenn lead here in New Concord tonight. Final regular season game for both teams as they look to prepare for the tournament starting in just 4 short days from now, Mark. So everything is going to be looked at intently for both teams, and there's a 3-point attempt just a little bit short for Braden Young, and rebound A.J. Clayton, and Philo is back on offense. 1 minute, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter, 17-6 John Glenn lead. Philo looking to try to cut into that lead right now. Just over 1 minute to go. 3-point attempt up and just short for Carter McCutcheon. And John Glenn with the rebound finds Tough Zimba way down. He gives a head fake, can't convert. And it looks like there was John Glenn went up, and actually Colin Campbell was able to get the rebound, but as he falls to the ground, he's called for the travel, and they'll turn the ball back over to Philo. 57 seconds to go now in the opening quarter here. 17-6 John Glenn leading Philo.
Really doing a great job. Yet they're really physical with Clayton.
And Carter McCutcheon, 3-pointer, no good. So Philo getting some good looks at some shots, are just not able to drain them right now at this point. So who knows, as the game goes on, if they start making some of these shots, it's a lot closer game than this. And John Glenn, call is going to be on the floor. Colin Campbell is driving, and he's going to be fouled. I'm sorry, that's 23, not Braden Young. I misread my glasses. I need a stronger prescription, I guess.
These masks cause us to fog up. You can't see.
I was reading 33, not 23. So Braden Young is fouled. That's a third team foul against Philo. And there's a 33 that I was looking for earlier. That's Colin Campbell. His three-point
attempt is no
offensive
good. Board work.
And Braden Young with the rebound, and he will set up the offense again for John Glenn. 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter here. Avery Palmer with the ball now, far away, and he's looking to finish it out here. I'm sure they're going to hold for one more shot, Mark. And Palmer guarded closely by McCutcheon.
Yeah, a lot of hand checking.
And he'll go to the baseline to Campbell. And the ball back to Palmer. 3-point attempt up and just off the mark at the buzzer, no good. So we have finished one quarter here in New Concord. And the John Glenn Little Muskies lead the Philo Electrics 17-6. You're listening to boys high school basketball on Nash Icon and YRP TV. We'll step away and be back with the second quarter right after the commercial break.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? my eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
And welcome back to John Glenn High School in New Concord, Ohio. Tonight's presentation of boys high school basketball. Tracy Lingfield and Mark Withrow with you. John Glenn leading 17-6 at the end of one. We have just started the second quarter, and Philo misfires on a long three-point attempt. That was Jackson Radcliffe who was checked in the second quarter here. They can't connect, but Philo keeps the ball. And we have another whistle. Looks like that's going to be called on Blade Barkley for the Muskies.
Yeah, they must be beating up on Clayton pretty well. He gripes after every call. Philo's shooting. There's a good job inside, but he misses the layup.
And can't connect on that. Yeah, he had a good look right off the backboard. Just a little bit too much muscle on that one. And there's a nice looking pass. And A.J. Clayton inside, turns around. And you're not going to believe this, but that's A.J. Clayton's first bucket of the night.
Yeah.
Coming the 7:24 mark of the second quarter. So he's got 2 points and then pokes the ball away from Nathan Walker. He goes down to the ground, gets it, and McCutcheon now controlling it for Philo. And he turns, spins, and gets called for the travel as him and Avery Palmer lock up underneath the basket. But Carter McCutcheon called for the travel as he spins.
Well, he lost his footing. I think he stepped on Palmer. And, the bodies were on the ground, and he just lost control and went down with possession of the ball. So here's full court pressure, even though it might be token.
Right.
By Philo. A little run and jump, it looks like. They showed their hand a little too quick.
That's right. Avery Palmer with the ball now for the Little Muskies. He goes to the left side of the court to Blade Barkley, who's going to dribble left, go into the lane, and try to get it back out to Skylar Bates, and it's a turnover. Philo with the ball now. And Jackson Radcliffe loses the handle. Another turnover for Philo. And that's Skylar Bates driving the length of the court. Layup is no good. Ball knocked out.
And Bates is going to end up getting another foul, I think. We'll see. Oh, maybe not.
Yep, that's going to be called on number 20, Skylar Bates. His third foul already in the first half here. And so he
1-1
will have a seat, as that's the 7th team foul now for John Glenn, which will put Philo on the line for a 1-1.
Philo right now shooting 11% from the floor. They are 0 for 5 for three-point land. John Glenn 38% from the floor, 6 for 16, 53% from 3, hitting 4 of 11.
Jackson Radcliffe will go to the line. He hits the first in of a 1-1 for Philo. Chris Toombs has now checked in for the Little Muskies, and Radcliffe, so his second free throw shot is up and nothing but net. That's good, and it's a 7-point John Glenn lead now, 17-10 with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first half. Avery Palmer will bring the ball back up to Chris Toombs, and that's to Colin Campbell, who's going to think about going in, and he'll circle around. They'll reset with Tough Zimba at the top for John Glenn. Zimba guarded by Clayton for Philo, and he finds Palmer cutting, and Palmer can't take the pass and loses the grip. There's a scramble for the ball, and I think we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Philo. So Philo looking to try to play some of the John Glenn defense right now, where they're trying to be disruptive, and you're seeing that, not bad passes, but John Glenn trying to deal with Philo hands in a way, and they're not able to catch the ball cleanly.
Well, just very sloppy right now. Both teams going up and down the floor being quick. I think John Glenn is better at the quick game than is Philo, but we'll just have to see. Philo seems to be really quick to go to the floor after the ball.
Right.
And that's it's caused them to have some difficulties, but extremely, like we said at the top of the game, it's going to be an exciting one. Both teams want this W.
That's right. And some of the times you see him going to the ground, maybe not absolutely necessary, right? I think that where you were going to make that point right there. So just over 6 minutes to go. McCutcheon tries to get a shot up, and it's no good. He can't connect. Rebound to John Glenn, and that's Campbell. Drives and misses. A.J. Clayton with the ball now for Philo, and he's going to hand it off to Nick Morgan, who will bring the ball down court and kick it outside to McCutcheon for three at the baseline. It's connecting good. It's a good-looking pass, a good-looking drive, and Nick Morgan drives a lane and sucks in John Glenn's defense and kicks the ball back out to the right side baseline, and Carter McCutcheon connects on a three-pointer, and now it's a 4-point lead for John Glenn, 17-13, and we have a 30-second timeout.
Well, the different turnovers and what have you that have caused just all kinds of problems for both teams. Neither team can, John Glenn only has 2, but they've come at some really tough times and missed layups. Oh, right. My goodness, they've missed a lot of point-blank shots, John Glenn, and that's allowed Philo to creep back into the basketball game.
And John Glenn want to just kind of be mindful, a couple guys that getting into a little bit of early foul trouble in the first half, and maybe just try to play a little cleanly. But that's when you play that aggressive style of defense, you're more apt to get called on some more fouls. But John Glenn with the ball now, 5 minutes, 38 seconds. They still have the lead, 17-13 lead now. Yeah. And it looks like Tuff Zimmer's going to get fouled, call against A.J.
Actually,
Clayton.
I think he stepped on the line.
Oh, did he step on? I'm sorry.
I think he stepped on the line. I thought it was a foul, too, because Clayton had his arm over there. He actually did foul him, but not before Zimba stepped on the.
So we'll go to the turnover for John Glenn, and Philo with an opportunity to cut this within 2, possibly 1 now. Nick Morgan will bring the ball down court for the Electrics to give off to A.J. Clayton, who's going to find Aiden Banks, and McCutcheon three-point attempt no good. Morgan goes up for it and can't control. Ball goes out of bounds, and that's going to go back to John Glenn.
And a little full court. Look, I wouldn't be surprised to see John Glenn go over the top. They faked going over the top, and it drew 2 defenders, and they got it in pretty easily.
Chris Toombs with the ball for the Little Muskies, and he's going to give off to Braden Young, who's going to dribble to the right. And we have reached the 5-minute, 10-second mark in the first half here. John Glenn still leading Philo 17-13. Avery Palmer now double-teamed, and foul's going to be called against Philo. I'm going to guess that that's going to be against Jackson Radcliffe.
Just too physical up on top. John Glenn has given up the basketball in some real awkward positions, and the defense is trying to get a trap, and in doing so, it just got too physical.
That's Radcliffe's first foul against him tonight, and the 4th team foul this first half. John Glenn back on offense now. And that's Caleb Lyrick, number 40, has checked in for the Little Muskies. Shot no good. Rebound A.J. Clayton for the Electrics, and they are back on offense. McCutcheon with the ball top right side. He looks down to Clayton, who has the ball knocked away, but controlled by Philo. Aiden Banks with the ball, and he finally kicks it back out to Morgan, who's going to set up the offense. Dribble around, and he's going to go to the right side, back to Banks, who dribbles left. Left side three-pointer up and no good. Jackson Radcliffe's attempt, but to put back, also no good, and a nice strong rebound by Caleb Lyrick for the Little Muskies. So Avery Palmer will set up the offense for John Glenn at 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first half. And they still have a 4-point, 17-13 lead over Philo. That's Lyrick with the ball now, looking for somebody to pass to. He finally gives it off to Colin Campbell, who's going to dribble left side baseline to Blade Barkley, who's going to go to the right, and he's going to be fouled by Carter McCutcheon of Philo. And McCutcheon just reaches in and gets too much contact on Blade Barkley, and that's now the 15th foul for Philo.
John Glenn has yet to score this quarter. Does that tell you anything?
The tale of
oh my goodness,
2 quarters so far. Blade Barkley goes to the ground but keeps the ball and drives, and he goes up, and he's going to be fouled against by A.J. Clayton. Barkley goes to the ground hard, but in the act of shooting, and Blade Barkley will go to the line for John Glenn.
Barkley did a nice job of attacking the big guy, and he brings the foul. That's his second foul.
A good opportunity for Philo to get a turnover as Barkley goes to the ground, but he's quick. We saw that during football season, Blade Barkley, and he's able to recover from being down on the ground.
Number 4, Case Spain, and number 5, Owen Smith.
Second free throw attempt for Barkley is up. Too strong, no good.
He went over the line. That's a
violation.
So
it wouldn't count even if he did make it.
Yeah, it went up there kind of strong.
Yeah. Chris Toombs checks back in now for John Glenn, and Caleb Lyric will come out.
Here comes the full court action for John Glenn. What's fair for the goose, fair for the gander.
That's right.
And I don't think Philo's going to like it much.
Well, they finally get across, and now Jackson Radcliffe with the ball, controlling it for Philo, and he's going to drive, go up, and before the shot.
1-and-1, they're saying.
He's going to get.
He actually made the shot.
But
nice
before
move, but the foul was before.
And that foul called against Avery Palmer. His first, team's 8th foul, and Jackson Radcliffe will go to the line for Philo. 3 minutes, 27 seconds to go. 18-13, John Glenn lead, so they have 1 point this quarter, right? And Radcliffe connects on his first at the front end of a 1-and-1. And now it's back to a 4-point John Glenn lead. 3 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the first half. Missed the second free throw, and Blade Barkley will get the rebound for John Glenn. Tough Zimba with the ball now on the left side of the court, and he gets back off to Avery Palmer there. As Palmer will set up the offense and go to the left side to Colin Campbell, who's going to drive, kick the ball back right side. Blade Barkley for 3 is off the mark, no good. And rebound Philo is Demetrius Strickland. And then Strickland will give the ball off to Owen Smith, who's going to get called for the travel, so that'll be another turnover for Philo. I think. So we have 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second quarter here. 18-14, John Glenn lead. Chris Toombs will inbound the ball for John Glenn, gives it to Avery Palmer, who finds Larrick cutting, and it's up and good. And that's Caleb Larrick with his first bucket of the night. It was a good look and a give and go there, and he gets fed by Avery Palmer.
Look, they're just getting trapped all over the place.
Yeah, this defense is very impressive from John Glenn. Until Aiden Banks finds a way to get around it. And he drives, finds an opening, and gets a layup.
That was a nice drive that time by Banks. He went around used his body to keep the defender from being able to block it.
Yeah, definitely a good first step against a taller defender. And
Just
there's a turnover knocked away as Chris Toombs' pass is hit, and Philo controls. And Owen Smith with the ball now for the Electrics. He's going to drive, kick the ball outside to Banks. And he's going to drive, and then we have another whistle, another 1-and-1. And let's see who that foul is going to be called
on. Zimba, I believe.
Foul on Tough Zimba.
Yep, that's his second.
9th team foul, Zimba's second foul. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the second quarter. 20-16, John Glenn lead. And I believe this is this only the third free throw attempt for Philo first half?
If it is.
Oh, no. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the first half here, 20-17 now, as Aiden Banks makes the first and misses the second. And there's a ball knocked away by Philo, but controlled by Chris Toombs, who gets it across the line to Colin Campbell.
Nice
he drives.
Feed. That's
he
a
finds
great look. Oh!
Larrick can't connect, and he's going to get called for the foul.
That was a great look, and the youngster Caleb Larrick, the 6'4" freshman.
Yep.
He went up. He's had some really good minutes on JV, and they put him into the varsity role with that great length. and he had an opportunity and just didn't make the shot, and then got fouled. Got the foul. He had his hands on it, but didn't have good grip.
And Demetrius Strickland goes to the line, and he hits the first of free throws that he has there, and that's his first bucket tonight for Demetrius Strickland. And it's a 2-point John Glenn lead now at 20-18, just under 2 minutes to go in the game, and Strickland's second free throw attempt is up. Rattles in and out, and ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by John Glenn, so Philo will retain possession. And no time has come off the clock. Aiden Banks will inbound under the basket for Philo. He goes in, 3-point attempt is just short for Jackson Radcliffe, but Philo is able to get the offensive rebound, and Aiden Banks will have the ball set up the offense. Radcliffe with the ball on the right side. He's going to dribble to the left. He's going to drive the lane up, and another foul called.
That's on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that's all it looks like going to be on Braden Young. Will be called for the foul for John Glenn, his first foul. And Jackson Radcliffe is going to go to the line for Philo. Chance to tie it up as he connects on the first. As Radcliffe, that's his 4th point of the night. 20-19 now, John Glenn leading Philo. And Jackson Radcliffe has a chance to tie this game up for the Electrics. Second free throw attempt up and good, and we are tied now as Jackson Radcliffe has 5 points on the night. 1 minute, 38 seconds to go in the first half here. All knotted up at 20 here in New Concord. And John Glenn, after letting a big lead go away, looking to kind of fight for their lives. Blade Barkley with a head fake. Can't connect, but it looks like Owen Smith is going to get called for the foul. Should send Blade Barkley to the line for 2. And in fact,
going to shoot 2.
It was a good head fake, but Smith didn't bite on that and stayed put. And then when Blade went up, so did Smith, and he gets called for the foul. Blade Barkley's first free throw attempt is up and good. 4 points on the night for him. And John Glenn will retake the lead by 1, 21-20. Second free throw attempt is up, and it also is good. And that's 5 points on the night now for Blade Barkley. And Philo back on offense is Smith, and he drives, stops, and tries to get up, and nothing doing. But an offensive rebound, and McCutcheon will shoot for 3. No good. Rebound Strickland again for Philo. Another 3-point attempt up, and that's good by Aiden Banks. 6 points for Banks, and a couple offensive rebounds leads to a sunk 3-pointer. And now Philo takes the lead just under 1 minute to go, 23-22. Avery Palmer with the ball for John Glenn. And he gives up to Nathan Walker, who's going to drive to the right side and look for a layup, and was looking for a call. No call made, no shot, and it's a turnover, and Carter McCutcheon with the ball now for Philo, and he drives and called for a double dribble. So another turnover. It's been not the best, most cleanest played game, I guess, so far. Mark.
8 turnovers for Philo.
And Blade Barkley runs the length of the court, misses the layup. And a rebound to Philo, and Coach Haverfield says, hey, slow down. We've got 28 seconds to go to end the quarter, to end the half even. And let's just take our time as they lead by 1 now with 20 seconds to go in the second quarter here in New Concord. Philo leading 23-22 over John Glenn. Philo with the ball right now, and 12 seconds to go in this first half. Owen Smith looking to the sideline for some instructions from the coach, and he dribbled to the left. Nearly has his pass picked off, but McCutcheon recovers. A 16-footer's up and no good as we have reached the end of the first half. Philo stays in this one after having trailed by 11 points in the first half. And they come back, battle back, and they lead now by 1, 23-22 at the end of the first half. We will add up some first half statistics and be back with those numbers and the second half right after this commercial break.
Members of Guernsey Muskingum Electric Cooperative love Southeast Ohio, where the hills roll, the roads are crooked, and the trees are plentiful. Keeping the lights on in our beautiful corner of the state is a challenge Guernsey Muskingum gladly accepts and works hard to accomplish. Safety and reliable electricity at a reasonable cost are always our top priorities. It's our way of keeping the lights on for all members of Guernsey-Muskingum Electric Cooperative, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
I'm John. You may know me as a commercial lender, but I'm also a craftsman and a dog dad.
At Park National Bank, we're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. You get personal attention and direct access to a caring, compassionate banker who respects and responds to your needs and goals. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Member FDIC, parknationalbank.com.
I'm not buying till I check Dome Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
We're here with Jeremy Abels from Abels Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration to explain the Abels difference.
Every HVAC system will eventually need some attention from a qualified professional. That's why at Abels, we've dedicated our business to keeping both our customers and their home comfortable.
And how do you go about that?
We perform background checks, regular drug testing, and use photo ID badges to provide our customers complete peace of mind.
That's the Abels difference. Abels Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. One company, one goal, your comfort.
Your home and your car are likely your two biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Today we're talking with Bill Wilson, a member of the sales team at Abels Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. Bill, saving money is key these days. Can Abels help?
Most definitely. With the purchase of a new selected Amana furnace or air conditioner, customers will receive a 10-year parts and labor warranty at no charge. Plus, with approved credit, they can receive financing for 54 months with low rates and payments.
That's the Abels difference. Abels Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. One company, one goal, your comfort.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact me, Teresa Cowden, your Edward Jones financial advisor on Main Street in New Concord. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
And welcome back to John Glenn High School and tonight's presentation of boys high school basketball on Nash Icon 107.9 in Cambridge, 98.5 in Zanesville, and we are live streaming free of charge on YouTube and Facebook, and that is on our YRP TV page. So if you are joining us on that, I'd like to say hello. If you're listening on the radio, we'd like to also say hello to you. My name's Tracy Lingenfelder. Joining me tonight, Mark Withrow. We'd like to throw up the peace signs. Like to take this time to say thanks to all of our sponsors tonight who have come on board to help us bring the game to you on the radio and on TV, as well as say thanks to Ray Shriver back at the radio station there, board hopping and running a show from there, and producing here, Cam Summers and Caitlin on the video camera. Always doing an amazing job there, and trying to keep Mark and I straight as much as they possibly can. But, yeah, so we have reached the end of a pretty exciting first half. It was back and forth really for both teams, but Philo really fighting back against a very tenacious defense that John Glenn put out on the floor. They battle back from an 11-point deficit and take the halftime lead 23-22 here in the final regular season game for both teams as they prepare for tournament starting in the next 4 days.
Well, I got to tell you, the offense for John Glenn went sour in that second quarter. A lot of blown bunnies, man, a lot of layups that were missed, but only scored 5 points in the quarter. Let's look at some numbers real quick. First, Philo, we'll look at the shooting. 6 for 22 from the floor, 27%. Not pretty at all. 2 for 11 from three-point land, which is about 18%. That's not very good either. We look at John Glenn, not much better. 28% from the floor, 7 for 25, and 4 for 16 from three-point land, about 24%. Rebounding, 15 rebounds for Philo, 9 for John Glenn. And you'd think that Big Clayton is dominating the game, and he is not. He's almost been absent. Now, here's a big one, too. Philo has 6 offensive boards to John Glenn's 4. Turnovers, Philo has 8 turnovers. John Glenn has 4. All 4 of theirs of John Glenn's was in the second quarter. As far as free throw shooting is concerned, Philo's 75%, 9 for 12. John Glenn, 4 for 6, 67%. Scoring by quarters, it's like the tale of 2 quarters. John Glenn wins the first quarter 17-6, and they win Philo wins the second quarter 17-5. The score right now 23-22, and the only time that Philo leads here at the very end of the
That's
half.
right. That's right. So they keep their chin up and play tough, does Philo, and they battle back from a pretty big deficit early on. It looked like the Muskies weren't going to be missing a whole lot of shots as they connected on a couple early three-pointers and took an early lead and kept building on it. But Philo staying in the game, taking the halftime lead. And as we look at some first-half scoring from both teams, first with the visiting Philo Electrics, they are led in scoring. Actually, two Electrics come in with 5 points apiece. That's Jackson Radcliffe and Carter McCutcheon. And I overlooked, Aiden Banks is actually leading the Electric with 6 points. And then McCutcheon Radcliffe's 5. Owen Smith has added 4. A.J. Clayton with only 2 points so far the first half. So John Glenn doing a pretty good job shutting him down, taking him out of his game. And then Demetrius Strickland had 1 from the free throw line for the Electrics. On the home side, John Glenn, they are led by Avery Palmer, who has 9 points in the first half, followed by Blade Barkley with 5. Nathan Walker with 3. Tuff Zimba and Caleb Lyric both added 2 apiece. And Skylar Bates has a point from the free throw line for John Glenn. So John Glenn right now needing to get back into their game or whatever they put out on the first part of tonight, trying to get back to that. And same thing for Philo. Whatever they did to begin the game with, they need to not do again, and they need to finish, start the second.
Yeah, it's a tale of 2 quarters.
That's right.
In the first quarter, John Glenn has no turnovers, and they hit 4 3-pointers. That's big. That's how they win that quarter. They came back the second quarter. They score 5 points and have 4 turnovers.
That's right.
So that's a real big problem. I tell you, I've been watching what they're doing to Clayton. They are really getting physical with him. They're bodying him up, and he's frustrated. He's talking to himself.
He is.
And it's got him totally out of his game. Or it could be ugly here. They actually could have a bigger lead. But you're right. John Glenn's got to get back and play their type of basketball and get back to what got them here and quit all the turnovers and the missed layups.
That's right. And we said the same thing earlier today, Mark and I, on YRP TV today earlier for tournament action as the Lady Muskies hosted the Lady Lions from Minerva. And John Glenn Lady Muskies had a pretty good lead early on, but after the first quarter, it was all Minerva. And unfortunately, the Lady Muskies bow out, and they finished their season at 10-13. As they are on the losing end today, 63-49 against Minerva, who will move on in tournament play now. So we are underway here at John Glenn for the third quarter, and the Muskies on offense. So we are glad that you're joining us here on Nash Icon and YRP TV. Tracy Lingefeld and Mark Withrow are with you. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast here. And John Glenn looking to try to take back the lead that they maybe grown comfortable with in the first half before Philo battled back. And there's a 3-point attempt that's off the mark by Skylar Bates. And already a rebound, Carter McCutcheon for Philo. And Strickland with the ball now. He finds a lane. He goes, drives it, and no good. But Clayton's right there for the putback. And he has his second bucket of the night. And Philo will take a bigger lead now, and Skylar Bates will drive up and in, and he was fouled?
Yeah, he's fouled. He's going to go to the line, get a three-pointer the old-fashioned way. But that's the kind of stuff. He's a slasher. He gives you everything he's got. It's not always pretty, but he can do a lot of things for you. But remember now, he's got 3 fouls also.
Well, here's the thing is I don't know that Philo wants to get into a foot race with John Glenn because John Glenn pretty quick, and Bates misses his free throw attempt. Rebound by A.J. Clayton. He throws the ball away. Palmer with the ball. Put back, no good. Ball fought for, and Skylar Bates with the rebound. Saves it out of bounds and comes back in. John Glenn will control Blade Barkley with the ball. 6 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. 25-24 Philo lead, and now John Glenn hoping to regain the lead here as they fought back after a missed free throw. And there goes Palmer driving baseline. Misses the layup, but Barkley goes up high, knocks the ball out of bounds, and that's going to go back to Philo. And again, Mark, like you mentioned a few times, too many times, way too many missed layups for John Glenn.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they're blowing bunnies. And it isn't like Clayton sitting in there and blocking shots because he hadn't got a blocked shot tonight that I know of.
That's right. Philo nearly turns the ball over again. McCutcheon on the left side, three-pointer short. Rebound, A.J. McClayton can't control it. And Avery Palmer can for John Glenn. And he will set up the offense. And ball tipped away but controlled by Bates, who's going to drive and be faced by Clayton.
Boom.
And then a nice three-pointer, Nathan Walker. 6 points on the night for him, and they take back the lead 27-25 with 6:02 to go in the third quarter. And
let's see. Yep, there's his fourth.
Yep, that's going to be called on Skylar Bates for John Glenn.
He's just very aggressive, uses those hands, and he got called. He doesn't like it, but that's the kind of fouls that they're going to call.
And Chris Toombs will check in for Skylar Bates now, as his fourth foul will put him on the bench for most of the rest of the game.
Well, they're going to miss that because he brings an excitement, energy.
You're absolutely right. And Philo back on offense now, trying to at least tie this up. And Owen Smith can't connect on his drive. Rebound back to John Glenn, and Toombs is driving. Layup missed. Rebound A.J. Clayton. And another missed layup. But Philo nearly turns the ball over while they're back on offense. McCutcheon shot. He's up, and he connects on that two-pointer that time. 7 points on the night for him, and we are tied again with 5:25 to go in the third quarter.
Well, just chaotic, not pretty, but chaotic and a lot of effort.
You know, we were talking earlier at the girls' game today that coaches were saying that these games are a game of runs and you just hope to finish, and that kind of has what this game has a feel for right now. Three-point attempt up and off the mark by Nathan Walker. Rebound A.J. Clayton for Philo, and Owen Smith will take the ball back down court, and he gives off to Wesley Wilson, who gets around Braden Young. And Philo looking to try to find a good open shot, and Strickland with a three-point attempt. He gets his feet set and good. And that's Demetrius Strickland, his fourth point of the night. And now Philo will lead by 3, 30-27 with 4 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter here in New Concord.
Yeah, defense just didn't get over there, didn't rotate over. They're scurrying. Everybody's giving great effort for those 50-50 balls, but there's another turnover.
Braden Young loses the handle, and Philo back with the ball. McCutcheon driving, layup up, no good. Putback's no good. Second putback is no good.
Jeez.
A.J. Clayton with the ball. His putback is no good. And finally, A.J. Clayton is able to collect, and on the fourth attempt, 6'9" senior goes up, and he's able to get the putback in, and he was fouled. And that foul is going to be Blade Barkley's second foul of the night. And John Glenn will call a timeout. And Philo will take a 32-27 second lead, and this will be a full timeout. So I'll tell you what, Mark, we're going to step away for 30 seconds here, catch our breath, and we will be back in 30 seconds.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well. Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
And welcome back to New Concord. We are at John Glenn High School. You're listening to or watching our presentation of boys high school basketball on Nash Icon and YRP TV. Tracy Lingefelder and Mark Withrow with you. And got a pretty exciting one going on right here.
It's exciting, but it's ugly.
Not
they're getting, the effort though. The effort. Everybody, they're selling out. They want this W. Both teams want this W, and they're giving it all they've got. And it's just right now, like you've said all day, even in the girls' game, it's a game of runs. And so right now, Philo is on a run.
And A.J. Clayton misses his free throw attempt, rebound to John Glenn, and they are off and running, and driving is Nathan Walker, and that's a nice looking drive there. Said earlier, I'm not sure that Philo wants to get into a transition game with John Glenn. They seem to have the quickness.
Yeah, no, they
advantage.
do not. They do not.
They get a good step, and they're off and running. Nathan Walker showed some speed right there, dribbling as he gets down, and inlet pass to Clayton. And that's kind of what Philo was looking for all night and what John Glenn was defending against, but Clayton able to get that inlet pass and turn around off the glass is up and good. And Blade Barkley has his shot blocked as he tries to drive. Clayton with the block, and he's going to dribble behind the back, and Philo finds an open man as Wesley Wilson, but he can't connect. Putback is up, no good. Strickland with the rebound, and looks like he's going to be fouled now, says official Lucas Hutchison. And definitely John Glenn foul, and that's going to go against Avery Palmer. That's going to be his second, team third this half, and it's going to send Demetrius Strickland to the line shooting two.
Seven offensive rebounds for Philo, and you would think that it's the big man Clayton, and really it is not. I mean, Clayton has got probably two of those this quarter.
Right.
Although one on when he scored. They're just really hitting the offensive glass.
And Strickland misses his first free throw attempt. Second shot up and also missed, and rebound Blade Barkley for John Glenn. He gives out to Nathan Walker, who's going to bring the ball down. He's set up for a three-pointer, up and no good. Rebound A.J. Clayton for Philo. Philo with a 34-29 lead. And there's a carry call, another turnover for Philo, and Owen Smith doesn't like that, but I don't think you're supposed to have your palm straight up in the air, right, when you're dribbling?
No. I'll tell you, a lot of the young players nowadays, I'm surprised the officials let them get away with what they do. It looks to me like they carry the ball a lot, but I guess that's a new style of basketball.
Aaron Hall is checked in for John Glenn. He will inbound the ball now to Blade Barkley on the right side, guarded by A.J. Clayton. And the Philo Electrics leading by 5, 34-29 in the third quarter with just over 3 minutes to go here in New Concord. And Palmer with the ball down low, sets up for three right baseline, just short, rebound Blade Barkley. So that's a nice offensive rebound. Barkley gets it out to Palmer, who's guarded by A.J. Clayton. He's thinking about a three and starts his dribble and gets away and moves to the left. And he'll give the ball up top to Nathan Walker, who's going to get the John Glenn offense set up. He's going to drive the lane and stop up left-handed, and good is Nathan Walker. That's his 10th point of the night. And that's a hard foul. Owen Smith goes down hard as he runs into Blade Barkley, and that's his third foul. And Smith up a little slow as he looked like he ran into a brick wall right there.
Well, Barkley's small, but remember now he's a tailback and defensive back in football. I mean, he's pretty solid, and he's used to running up in there. I think he might have got the first down that time.
That's right. And so now Smith looks like he's okay, and he's dribbling the ball back. And A.J. Clayton with the ball is going to take a step in. 10-footer up, no good. Gets his own rebound, put back, no good again. Ball knocked out of bounds, and last touch, the officials say, by John Glenn. And they trail now by 3, 34-31. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Philo with the ball. Strickland three-point attempt up, no good. Rebound, Nathan Walker. Avery Palmer will bring the ball down the court and set up the offense for John Glenn. He's guarded by Demetrius Strickland, and he'll give the ball off to the left side to Nathan Walker, who's going to dribble right, give it to Blade Barkley, who's going to go in. Free throw line and then kick the ball back out. It's up top to Walker again. And he picks up his dribble, kicks it off to the left side to Blade Barkley, who's going to come back up to the top to Aaron Hall. His shot up and good. Aaron Hall's first bucket of the night off the bench. And he brings the Little Muskies to within 1, 34-33 now with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. And Owen Smith is going to be double teamed, and Strickland's going to try to drive. And it's going to be a blocking call, and that's going to be Blade Barkley. That's going to be his 4th foul now.
Yeah, well, he is a very physical player. He was physical with Clayton coming up the floor. I mean, he's just banging him and what have you. But that time a little too physical, and going to go to the line to shoot a couple.
And Jackson Ratcliffe, a free throw up and good. That's his 6th point tonight. So it's now back to a 3-point lead, 35-33. 1 minute, 25 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter of John Glenn. 2nd free throw attempt up. And it goes a little short, but rolls in for Ratcliffe, his 7th point of the evening. 36-33, Philo lead. Now 1:20 to go into 3rd quarter. And John Glenn, Aaron Hall with the ball. He drives and goes up strong, misses the layup, but he was fouled. And so Aaron Hall, that's a good step. He got a good first step going on the left side and fouled on his layup attempt.
Yeah, they can get to the glass. They can get to the rim almost any time they want, but they have just not shot well.
Right. First free throw is up and no good. And this is where John Glenn really, if they get an opportunity to get to the line like this, really where they need to get back into the game. So they trail by 3 now, just over 1 minute. 1:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd free throw is up. And it's no good as well. He missed both, but John Glenn able to get the rebound and then loses the handle. And Philo will take the turnover. McCutcheon drives, goes up left-handed, no good. Rebound Palmer for the Muskies, and we are at 1:03 to go. And Avery Palmer will get the offense set up. He's on the right side, gives it up to Walker, gets a step, and off the glass. And good, and he was fouled. And they'll count the bucket. That's 12 points for Nathan Walker tonight.
Nice job going to the rim.
And again, like you mentioned, these guys have a really quick first step, and they're able to get around the Philo defenders. And then if they drive, most of the time they drive, unless you're going up against a 6'9" kid, you're going to get fouled. And free throw attempt up, it's no good, but Hall with the rebound. He tries to put back.
Wow.
And he was fouled. It looks like McCutcheon's going to get called for the foul for Philo. And so Aaron Hall now will go to the line.
Wow, that's the 2nd time now on the free throw line that John Glenn's been able to get the rebound.
Free throw is up and good. Aaron Hall connects on his first. And that's something that we didn't want to see, is John Glenn missing some of these free throws, but Aaron Hall able to connect this time. And he will get his 2nd free throw attempt up as we're tied up at 36. And he makes both. John Glenn will take the lead. Aaron Hall with 4 points. We are under 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Philo back with the ball, 47 seconds to go. 37-36, John Glenn lead over the Electrics. And Jackson Ratcliffe gives the ball off to Strickland, who's going to put a shot up, and good. He connects, and that's his 6th point of the night. And Philo back now with the lead at 30 seconds to go. And A.J. Clayton blocks a shot, but right into the hands of John Glenn, number 33, Colin Campbell, when he sinks a three-pointer from the baseline. It looked like Philo was going to get away. And Jackson Ratcliffe misses the layup there. And we have another foul. It's going to be against Philo. So Clayton with a monster block, but right into the hands of Colin Campbell, who wide open three-pointer, has his feet set, and he sinks it.
Well, great awareness, and he hit the 3, and that's a big bucket. 4-point lead with 17 seconds to go.
John Glenn with the ball now, 12 seconds to go, 40-38. Muskies leading the Electrics here in the 3rd quarter. Avery Palmer with the ball, 15-footer up, just short, and actually well short. Philo with the ball now, 1 second to go, and Palmer gets a turnover, and a three-quarter court shot is well short. So we will end the 3 here in New Concord. John Glenn regains the lead, 40-38 over Philo. We'll step away for 1 minute and be back with the 4th quarter to finish this one up right after the break.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
I'm Brandy. You may know me as a branch manager, but I'm also a volunteer and a band mom.
At Park National Bank, we're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. You get personal attention and direct access to a caring, compassionate banker who respects and responds to your needs and goals. Find Brandy or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more. Member FDIC, parknationalbank.com.
Welcome back to New Concord, Ohio, John Glenn High School for our presentation of boys high school basketball on Nash Icon, 107.9 in Cambridge, 98.5 in Zanesville. And you can be streaming live free of charge on YRP TV, and you can catch that on YouTube or on Facebook. And everybody these days has social media. We do have a final win tonight from other area scores. Dover has beat Cambridge 51-37. And here we are in the fourth quarter, just getting underway. Philo with the ball, and they trail John Glenn 40-38. Jackson Ratcliffe with the ball. He passed to McCutcheon, who tries for a three-pointer just off the mark. No good. And Avery Palmer with the ball. The rebound for John Glenn. And he will pass off to the left side to Braden Young. Back over to the right to Palmer. 40-38, John Glenn lead now. Palmer getting the offense set up. John Glenn. And his three-point attempt is up and just long, and A.J. Clayton will go up high and get the rebound. And ball out to Strickland, who goes to McCutcheon, left side baseline, three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Colin Campbell for the Muskies. 7 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the game. And a turnover by John Glenn. Bad timing kind of turnover, but Clayton comes up with the ball, and he'll hand off to Jackson Ratcliffe, who will bring the ball down court for Philo and set up their offense. Aiden Banks now, three-point attempt off the mark. Oh, still rattles around, no good. Rebound, Braden Young for John Glenn, who finds an open player down court, and Colin Campbell goes up strong for a two-handed layup, and he is fouled and doesn't connect, but looks like Aiden Banks may be getting called for the foul. That's his third foul, team's sixth foul this half. And Colin Campbell will go to line and shoot two. First free throw is up and nothing but net there. And that will extend John Glenn's lead with 6:51 to go. 41-38 here in New Concord. Second free throw attempt is up, and it is good as well. 5 points on the night now for Colin Campbell.
Philo shooting 27% from the floor, 21% from three-point land. John Glenn, 33% from the floor, 24% from three-point land.
And Jackson Ratcliffe kicks the inbound, and he goes length of the court and goes baseline and misses the layup.
The bunny.
Misses and tries to fight for the ball, gets a little bit too aggressive, and Nathan Walker is fouled by Jackson Ratcliffe, and that might be a little out of frustration for missing that right there. But, you're getting into the last quarter of the last regular season game here. And tempers could start flaring a little bit, so these guys just need to really be mindful of what they're doing and how aggressively they're playing right now.
Keep focused, yeah, they got to keep focused.
And Walker's first free throw attempt is up and good. And Nathan Walker leading John Glenn in scoring now with 13 points as they extend their lead 43-38. And Walker's second free throw attempt is up and no good. Clayton with the rebound for Philo. Throws the ball off of the back of McCutcheon. John Glenn right there to pick it up, and Palmer with the three-pointer up and good.
Well, there's a big turnover. The big man got it, and he threw it off the back.
Yeah, McCutcheon had turned away, not expecting the pass, and Palmer gets the ball and sinks a three-pointer. Clayton, hands up in the air. These guys are getting a little aggressive, but that's good to throw your hands up and just walk away and not get anything out of control. But looks like Braden Young's going to get called for his second foul tonight, and we'll send A.J. Clayton to the line. 8 points tonight for Clayton. His first free throw attempt is up and good. Now 9 points. And Philo will pull to within 7 and trail 46-39 with 6:19 to go in the game. And Clayton will shoot his second free throw. Right now is up and a little short, but rolls around and finally falls, and that's 10 points on the night now for the senior from Philo.
I'm surprised, though, because John Glenn has really kept him in check for the most part.
Yeah, he's finding ways to score. He had a couple good looks in the third quarter, just some close turnarounds underneath the basket right off the glass. It obviously a significant height advantage over most of the kids that he's going to be up against, but John Glenn doing a great job on defense, containing a lot of their scoring opportunities on the Philo side. And now the Muskies are looking to add to their 6-point lead with 5:47 to go in the game here in New Concord. You are listening to boys high school basketball on Nash Icon and YRP TV. John Glenn with the ball, and that's a three-point attempt. Colin Campbell up, round and falls.
Wow, now that's touch.
Couldn't make up his mind. That's what you call a home court advantage, right?
Boy, oh boy, those rims were very kind.
Nick Morgan spins, finds McCutcheon, who kicks the ball back out to Smith, and his shot up is no good. Rebound to Demetrius Strickland for Philo. They will retain possession. Get the ball back up to Smith, who's going to drive. Layup is up and no good.
Wow.
And a rebound by Nathan Walker for John Glenn. And they have a 9-point lead now, just over 5 minutes to go in the game here in New Concord. And Nathan Walker will set up the offense for John Glenn.
Just can't buy a bucket, Philo, right now. That was a good look. Went down in, came out.
Aaron Hall drives, layup off hard, and partially blocked by Smith, and turnover. And the Philo back with the ball. And Nick Morgan drives up off the glass, no good.
Another layup.
Another missed layup. And the outlet pass attempt down to Colin Campbell, just a little bit too strong from Braden Young. The ball sails out of bounds and to the back of the end zone.
Timeout. Timeout, John Glenn.
And probably a good timeout, just
30.
Let them guys rest for 30 seconds, kind of talk about some final few minutes strategy here.
Well, they've been doing pretty well. They've started to take the air out of it, be a little more deliberate, which is exactly what they want to do. They've got the lead 49-40, no sense in rushing.
That's right.
The three-pointer, he hit that, but that wasn't necessarily the shot they needed. But he did hit it, and that's one of those where the coach goes, no, yes, thank you.
That's right. And I'm sure Coach Sheck probably telling his guys, hey, listen, guys, we're up by 9. Let's not get crazy here. We don't need to keep rushing shots. We don't need to look for open threes or take, off-balance shots. Let's just play our game nice and controlled, and let's get out of here with a win and finish off the regular season before we get ready for the tournament.
Yeah, no injuries, and you don't want some kind of stupid foul where you get ejected, and you lose somebody for a half of a tournament or something. So You don't want anything dumb like that. So both teams.
And hoping not to do the announcer's curse, but John Glenn so far better this half in foul trouble than what they did the first half. So only 16 fouls so far, but still 4.5 minutes to go in this game. So if they stay out of foul trouble, Nick Morgan with the ball now for Philo, and his 8-footer is up, no good. Rebound, A.J. Clayton, as he gets a rebound and a putback, and he was fouled, and he will go to the line and shoot two. It looks like that's going to be a foul against Blade Barkley, and that'll be his 5th. So he will have a seat.
A lot of shots around the cup there for Philo, just not falling.
Right.
And, they're getting some offensive boards, but they just can't seem to put it in. Clayton's at the line for 2.
Blade Barkley fouls out with 5 points. A.J. Clayton's first free throw attempt is up and good. It's 11 points now for him. He had, just 2 points in the first half, and so he's been doing a lot more scoring in the second half, which you would hope that you would see as a Philo. You're making adjustments to try to get the ball into the hands of your scorer, and Clayton sinks the second as well. So Philo pulls to within 7 with 4:25 left to go in this one from John Glenn. 49-42 Muskies leading the Electrics in the final season game for both teams as they prep for the tournament that's going to start in the next 4 days for both of them, actually. John Glenn with the ball. Walker gives off and down to to Avery Palmer. Reverse layup is up and good.
Yeah, he took baseline. He was going to go all the way through. Nobody took him.
Nick Morgan has to kind of adjust his body in the air to catch the ball, and it looks like Aaron Hall's going to get called for the foul for John Glenn, as he just kind of happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, running foot for foot, and that's going to be the 8th team foul. But the first foul,
Palmer goes baseline down here, and nobody cut him off or did anything. So he's all alone. He went up very aware, bucketed.
Right, and so Nick Morgan will shoot 1 and 1. His first free throw attempt up, no good. Rebound right into the hands of Skylar Bates for John Glenn, and he will pass out to Nathan Walker, who gives off to Avery Palmer, who will bring the ball down court and give it off to Skylar Bates. And Nick Morgan's going to get called for the foul against Bates. And that's going to be the 8th team foul maybe for, yes, that's right. So now John Glenn, both teams will be in a 1-and-1 right now.
That's almost what's got to happen here, though, is get into a free throw shooting. That's right. They're just not able, shots aren't dropping.
And Skylar Bates' first free throw attempt is up and good. And that is his 4th point. And John Glenn pulls away to a 10-point lead now with 3:48 to go in this game, 52-42. And Skylar Bates on the back end of a 1-and-1 is up, and it as well is good, and that's 5 points on the night for him, and an 11-point Muskie lead now. And this is right now where John Glenn just really has to settle down and just play solid defense and not get put Philo on the line too much. So Smith drives, 17-footer up short, no good. Rebound, Skylar Bates for John Glenn, 3.5 to go. At 11-point, 53-42, John Glenn lead over the Electrics. And Avery Palmer with the ball, setting up the offense for John Glenn. He gives off to Walker, who goes back to Palmer on the right side. Three-pointer up is no good. Rebound, A.J. Clayton. And he will pass out to Owen Smith, who gets the ball down court to Wesley Wilson, down to the baseline. And that's Strickland, who goes up off the glass, and he scores. And that's his 8th point. And now it's a 9-point lead, and we have a full timeout on the court, so we will step away for 60 seconds and be back to finish this game off here from New Concord right after the break.
Our specialized orthopedic team is committed to getting you back to living. Whether you're chasing collegiate records or chasing toddlers at home, call our orthopedic group today. Your condition is no match for our top docs, including new Superior Med team member Dr. Vanessa Falk, who's now accepting new patients. To schedule an appointment, call 740-439-8886. Find out all that our team offers by visiting seormc.org today to learn more.
30 seconds.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact me, Teresa Cowden, your Edward Jones financial advisor on Main Street in New Concord. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
And welcome back to John Glenn High School in New Concord, Ohio. We have 3:03 to go in this one. Tracy Lingenfeld and Mark Withrow with you on Nash Icon and YRP TV. And John Glenn pulling away 53-44. Under 3 minutes now as they try to close this one out and finish their regular season with a home victory, especially for the upperclassmen and the seniors. As Strickland pokes his hand in on Braden Young and nearly gets the ball away, but John Glenn able to control. Avery Palmer with the ball on the left side, now driving baseline, double team, kicks it out to Bates, and who goes back to Palmer left side. And Philo getting in the face of John Glenn, and Skylar Bates driving and gets the ball off to Braden Young, and there's a turnover. Nick Morgan comes away with it, and A.J. Clayton gives off to Carter McCutcheon, who drives. And he drives, and looks like Nathan Walker's going to get called with the block for John Glenn, and that's going to send Carter McCutcheon to the line.
And this is what Philo wants. They want to score with the clock stopped if they can, and you don't want to give up that foul. He was trying to get the charge.
McCutcheon misses the first of two, but that's right. Yeah. If you can score when there's no time coming off, then you're helping yourself, especially when you're down by 10. But McCutcheon hits the second of two. He has 8 points on the night, and it's a 53-45 John Glenn lead now as they are back on offense. And Nathan Walker with the ball for the Muskies. 2:10 to go in this one. And John Glenn trying to get it in. That's what they need. A nice break to the basket is Colin Campbell, and Walker finds him, and he sinks it. And that's 10 points on the night for Colin Campbell. And back to a 10-point lead now for John Glenn with 1:52 to go in the game. Ball on the floor, and they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to favor the Muskies.
Yeah, it was just At the other end of the court, nice back door that time for the bucket. Then they came down here. They were trying to lob it in the post, and just good defense on the ball to knock it away and get the turnover.
Braden Young will inbound the ball now for John Glenn, and he does so to Nathan Walker, who is guarded by A.J. Clayton, and there's a little bit of a speed advantage, and Walker's able to get around, so A.J. Clayton forced to put his hands on him and stop him, and he's going to get called for the foul. Now we'll send Walker to the line now. Clayton's third foul, and the team's ninth.
Yeah, this is about all they can do right now is foul, and hope they get some misses.
Clayton's third foul on the night. Nathan Walker to the line. His first free throw up. No good. Rebound Clayton. And 1:42 left in this game. Philo back with the ball, trailing by 10. McCutcheon going to drive the lane. And as he does, he turns into Nathan Walker. And that's going to be another foul on Walker. So that's going to be his fourth foul for Nathan Walker, who has been leading for most of the night, was leading his team in scoring until just recently. Avery Palmer has kind of taken that over, but 4 fouls now for Nathan Walker, and McCutcheon will go to the line, shoot 2.
They all Philo very aggressive. They just can't drop a bowling ball in the ocean right now.
Well, they made a free throw there. Carter McCutcheon sinks to first. And Chris Toombs will check out, and Braden Young will check in now for the Muskies. And Carter McCutcheon will set and get ready for his second free throw. It's up and good. 10 points on the night for Carter McCutcheon.
Philo is 13 for 55 from the floor. That's not very good.
And Philo foul called on number 3, Jackson Radcliffe. That's going to be his third foul. Avery Palmer will go to the line for John Glenn. Shooting 2, he has 14 points on the night so far, does Palmer. 1 minute, 33 seconds to go. Palmer's first free throw attempt is up and nothing but net. 15 points now. And a 9-point John Glenn lead. Chris Toombs will come back in for Braden Young for John Glenn. And Avery Palmer will set to shoot his second free throw. It's up and just a little off the mark, no good. Rebound to Jackson Radcliffe. Still a 9-point lead with 1:27 to go in the game. Trying to force the ball inside to A.J. Clayton, and he's the last one to touch it as 2 John Glenn defenders right around, and the ball still goes out of bounds off the hands. Last touch by A.J. Clayton, and a turnover back to John Glenn.
That's the 14th turnover for Philo.
Braden Young will inbound the ball, and he does so to Colin Campbell. Gets the ball back to Young on the right side. Will take the ball across the court, and he's going to get a reach-in foul by Owen Smith for Philo. So Braden Young will go to the line for John Glenn. Only Smith's first foul on the night, 10th team foul for Philo, and Braden Young will set to shoot. Try to put John Glenn back up by 10. Free throw is up and good, and he does so, and that's Braden Young's first point of the night. It's a lot of scores for John Glenn tonight, Mark, as they've been able to substitute a lot of new, fresh blood in and get some fresh legs in for the game tonight and rest some of their starters. A lot of kids have had a chance to get on the court, and Braden Young sinks his second. And it's back up to an 11-point lead now, 58-47, 1:20 to go in the game. A.J. Clayton will inbound for Philo, and the ball contested by Colin Campbell. And I think he is going to be called for the foul as he went after the ball there. So Colin Campbell's first foul tonight. So Philo will go to the line now, and maybe...
Well, it's kind of interesting because, what our people around us are saying basically is, why are you pressing when you've got the lead? Back it up, and let them run the clock out.
That's right. Owen Smith makes his first free throw attempt.
You don't want to put them on the line with they're scoring with the clock stop, which is what you do not want, and you're getting that with the press.
That's right. Yeah. Second free throw attempt is no good, and John Glenn with the rebound, and it looks like Carter McCutcheon maybe get called for the foul. Is that what they said, 20? And that's going to send Braden Young to the line. So that's McCutcheon's third foul tonight. And Braden Young will, in fact, go to the line and shoot 2 as the John Glenn Little Muskies lead by 10, 58-48. Braden Young's first free throw attempt up, and good 3 points on the night for Mr. Young with 1:16 left in the game.
I think he'll get a timeout if he hits this.
And John Glenn had 10 players on the court tonight as Braden Young does hit the second. And 4 points on the night for him. Philo back on offense, trailing by 12 now with 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in the game. Owen Smith's nice little spin move up and off. That's a good-looking play right there, and Owen Smith did pretty good. Then Nick Morgan steals the inbound, and Smith with a three-pointer off the mark. Morgan right there, left-hand putback, no good. And finally the ball controlled by Avery Palmer for John Glenn, and it looks like Wesley Wilson's going to get called for the foul for Philo. But, wow, that's a good-looking move right there. It's a little spin move.
But they missed the bunny again. I mean, they're point blank. The shooting chart's just going to be amazing.
That's right. Avery Palmer now will go to the line with a 10-point lead. His first free throw is up and good for Palmer. 16 points on the night now for him. 54 seconds to go in this one. And John Glenn pulling away, but Palmer misses the second free throw attempt. A.J. Clayton with the rebound. Nick Morgan with the ball now for Philo, and he's going to drive the length. Left-handed layup, no good.
Yeah.
And another rebound to Nathan Walker, and Palmer gets the ball, and he's going to be fouled by Wesley Wilson now with 42 seconds to go and an 11-61-50 John Glenn lead.
You just can't get better shots than these guys are taking point-blank range, but it just will not drop for him.
That's right. Yeah, and Morgan, I mean, he had a good step and good drive, just and not necessarily that he was not in control, but just a little bit too much speed, maybe carrying himself through the lane. And Avery Palmer connects on his first free throw attempt, and that's 17 points on the night for Palmer. Second free throw attempt up, and it goes in. Rattles around before falling. 40 seconds left now. 63-50. John Glenn lead. Three-point attempt. Jackson Ratcliffe well off the mark, and Ray J. Clayton with the ball. Put back is up and too strong.
Wow.
He's going to have been fouled, but couldn't connect. And I'm not sure. It looks like the number 24, Nathan Walker, is going to be called for that foul. And that will be his fifth, if that is the case.
Well, there's a 6'9" man in the 3 foot from the cup and hits the back brace and falls out.
Right. So
I'm telling you, quiet night for
Clayton.
Free
throw attempt up and good. That's his quiet 13th point of the evening, but still. I mean, we called his name quite a bit on rebounding, but he's not been connecting on a lot of the shots. His second free throw attempt up, a little short, rolls around, falls in. And that's his 14th point of the night. Back to an 11-point lead now for John Glenn with 1/2 of a minute to go. And Skylar Bates receives the inbound pass, and he is immediately fouled by Philo.
And that's what they want to do. They're stopping the clock, but they're not cutting into this lead.
That's right. Carter McCutcheon commits the foul, and that's his fourth of the evening. So John Glenn with two Little Muskies fouling out, Blade Barkley and Nathan Walker. A couple guys in trouble for Philo, but McCutcheon closest one with 4 fouls. And the first free throw attempt for Skylar Bates rolls out, no good. And he will shoot the second. Nick Morgan will check out, and Aiden Banks will check in for the Philos now for the Electrics with 30 seconds left in the game. Skylar Bates' second free throw attempt is up and good. It rolls around, but finally falls, and Bates now with 6 points, and John Glenn will make some more substitutions as Skylar Bates will check out, and Aaron Hall will check back in. And A.J. Clayton will inbound the ball, gives it to Jackson Ratcliffe, who gets across the line, shoots a three-pointer, up, too strong, no good. And a rebound fought for and knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Philo. So it was a good close call right there. Chris Toombs now, he checks in for Braden Young for John Glenn. Toombs will check the ball in to Avery Palmer, and Philo going to be content just to let John Glenn run this one out. So looks like we're going to finish up with a 64-52 victory for John Glenn, and as they will improve to 7-15 on the season, and Philo will fall to 2-18 as they finish up the regular season. And that is indeed the final, 64-52. John Glenn wins, taking down Philo here in John Glenn High School in New Concord, Ohio. We will step away to get some final statistics added up and be back in just a minute to close this one out here from John Glenn High School in New Concord. Back after the break.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Chronic issues do not disappear just because COVID is here. Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Superior Med Orthopedics patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to Superior Med Orthopedics facility, they are following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today.
What is a cooperative? A cooperative like Guernsey Muskingum Electric is your local rural electric provider. The owners are not investors on Wall Street. They are actual members using the electricity. Decisions are made by local directors who know, listen, and care about their neighbors. A cooperative is not driven by profit or stock prices. Instead, they are driven by providing safe, reliable electricity at a reasonable price. That's the cooperative difference. Guernsey Muskingum Electric, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
You're listening to high school basketball on 107.9, 98.5 Nash Icon, WILE Cambridge.
Here at MVHC, we offer adult, dental, pediatric, women's, pharmacy, and transportation services, as well as behavioral health. We accept all patients. Make your appointment today if you're not feeling well.
In today's marketplace, you have many choices for insurance. WB Green Insurance, a representative of Westfield Insurance, is committed to providing you with excellent coverage for your home and auto at a fair and competitive price. Westfield has been in the neighborhood for over 150 years, providing peace of mind and quality insurance products through independent insurance professionals. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield's pledge to their customers. Call WB Green Insurance today.
And welcome back one more time to John Glenn High School here in New Concord, Ohio, in our presentation of boys high school basketball tonight on Nash Icon, 107.9 in Cambridge, 98.5 in Zanesville, and live streaming free of charge on YRP TV, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Tracy Linkefelder along with Mark Withrow. We've finished a good one here, sloppy at times, mostly exciting for 4 quarters. And John Glenn will finish out their regular season with a home victory over the visiting Philo Electrics, who close out their regular season as well. John Glenn coming out of this one with a hard-fought 64-52 win as Philo continued to battle back and get close, but sloppy play by both teams throughout the night. And in a game of runs, John Glenn had the final run, and they were able to convert more and then commit fewer turnovers.
Yeah, no doubt. And I got to tell you, some of the shooting was horrendous. And most of them from inside shots, you know. But let's look at some numbers real quick. Philo's going to go 22% from the floor, 14 for 62 from the floor, 3 for 21 from three-point land. That's 14%. John Glenn, not much better. They shot 18 for 52. They were 34%. 7 for 25 from three-point land, 28%. Rebounding, Philo dominated the boards, 40 rebounds to 29. 18 offensive boards for Philo, only 9 for John Glenn. And I got to stress, I don't think it was not something where Clayton dominated the game. they got beat for those 50-50 chances. A lot of hustle by Philo. As far as turnovers are concerned, Philo had 14. John Glenn had 8. Free throw percentage, I have Philo shooting 70%, 21 for 30, and John Glenn shot 20 for 30. That's 67%. Scoring by quarters, John Glenn 17-6. They win the first quarter. The second quarter, Philo 17-5. In the third quarter, John Glenn wins it 18-13, and in the fourth quarter, John Glenn wins it 24-16. Final score: John Glenn 64. Philo 52.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, you mentioned the number of shots that went up. If both teams would have connected on half of their shots, we would have run out of ink for our pen.
Well, I almost ran out of paper as it is. They were really firing it up. Just the number, though, of shots. Great slashing moves, and great move, just didn't finish.
Right.
And it killed both teams, but it really killed Philo.
Right, yeah. So you have a game plan going in, and typically it revolves around taking care of the ball, committing few turnovers, and playing a clean game, which, you had a lot of turnovers. It wasn't cleanly played, but they some turnovers cost them, but missed shots more the Achilles heel for both teams tonight. Just John Glenn on the better end of that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, of course, able to hit some three-pointers and good team effort, good win for John Glenn heading into the tournament. Philo's got to regroup and get some things taken care of, because that in-your-face defense just really gave them problems to start things. They started so slow, and now I have to give them credit because they scrapped all the way through the game. That kept them in the game, but they've got to regroup and get ready for tournament time.
And taking a look at some of the individual scoring efforts for both teams. First, for the visiting Philo Electrics, they were led in scoring by A.J. Clayton, who finishes the night with 14 points. Carter McCutcheon comes in with 10 on the evening. Demetrius Strickland has added 8. Owen Smith and Jackson Radcliffe both with 7 points apiece. And Aiden Banks for the Electrics contributed 6 points. So pretty balanced scoring all around as a team effort for the Electrics on a losing effort tonight, but good balanced scoring. On the other side, John Glenn, they were led in scoring tonight by Avery Palmer, who kind of come to life in the second half as well. He's finished with 18 points tonight. And Nathan Walker, before fouling out, had 13 points this evening. Colin Campbell added 10. Skylar Bates with 6 points. Blade Barkley with 5 points. Braden Young with 4. Tuff Zimba with 2. Caleb Lyrick with 2. And Aaron Hall with 4. So, interestingly, John Glenn, they put 10 kids on the floor tonight, and 9 of the 10 score.
Yeah, they're not bashful, and they look for the other player. They make each other better. Really good sign for John Glenn, of course, is that Palmer seems to be playing back to his speed, which is full speed ahead without that knee brace, and that's good going in tournaments.
And he's a junior too, so both John Glenn looking something to look forward to next year, bringing back some of these starters. It should be a pretty decent team. Same thing we mentioned earlier at the girls' game. So that will basically wrap things up for us here in New Concord tonight. I would like to take this opportunity to say thanks to Mark Withrow for joining me for double duty today again. It was definitely fun. Not only my first game, but almost my second game with you today.
Enjoyed it.
Also like to say thanks to Cam and Caitlin Summers behind the scenes here, running the computer and the camera, bringing the game to you not only on the radio but also on YRP TV. And also say thanks to Ray Shriver back at the Cambridge studios, who's putting us on Nash Icon tonight, 107.9, 98.5. Thanks to all of our sponsors for coming on board tonight. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have a game. So we appreciate you guys working with us and the partnership that we have with all of you. And also like to say thanks to all the viewers on YRP TV, all those of you who have listened to our presentation of boys high school basketball on Nash Icon. And we hope you enjoyed this one, where once again, from New Concord, Ohio, John Glenn High School, the Little Muskies take down the Philo Electric 65-52 in the last regular season game of the season for both teams. They move on now in 4 days. The Little Muskies will play at Tri-Valley. That game will be carried on Nash Icon on the 24th at 7 p.m. while Philo will travel to East Liverpool and take them on the same night on the 24th as well. So, again, appreciate you all listening and watching, and we hope you have a good weekend, everyone.
High school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southeastern Med, Doane Ford, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Muskingum Valley Health Centers, Edward Jones, Teresa Cowden, Park National Bank, and Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling. This has been a presentation of ABC Communications.